update on this IVF cycle. I am getting ready to head out for a surprise. So the question became, do we move forward with this IVF retrieval cycle? Hello everybody, it is Dingle here and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing super duper well. I miss vlogging. Vlogging is in walking around with the camera versus like sitting down or like piecing together bits and pieces and just random clips for fertility videos. I love the fertility videos, but if you guys are new, before I shared all the fertility stuff and in and around there as well, I love vlogging. I love showing you guys around Portland, Maine. I love getting to show you guys Jack and I's relationship. I love getting to show my family. It's just like so much fun. I love vlogs, so I hope you guys like vlogs as well. But speaking of family, I am getting ready to head out for a surprise. If you guys didn't see the vlog where we filmed the boat ceremony, I feel like there's some details to kind of like fill you guys in on that. I think we talked about the importance of the ceremony in the car, but we did not know the name of the boat, which is a really big deal. The name of the boat is something that people think about months and months, even like years and years, depending on how long it took to build the boat, before the boat is made or before the name has to go on. And so we thought that we knew the name of the boat that mom was going to have one day. It was going to be serendipity because she loves that word and like the meaning behind it. The movie's also really awesome too. Just in Cases was also going to be a possible name for the boat because it's one of our favorite lines from Love Actually, and what it signifies is really special, but she wouldn't tell the name. So then we kind of started getting a little suspicious. We were like, what's the name gonna be? So when she told the story behind why she chose the name, which is June, it's very emotional. My grandmother was extremely important to me. I grew up with my grandparents living with us in the same house. They had like an ensuite apartment type of thing. So they were there for graduations, prom, random Sunday dinners that we would have together. Like literally they lived attached to the house. So when they passed, it was very hard on the family, and I took it really rough. But I always know that my granny, I call her Granny, I always know that Granny is with me. I feel her all the time. And to share her name, I was named after my grandmother, June, is just so special. So that name had a lot of significance behind it, so that's why it was so emotional. I know you guys were also emotional with me, but I needed to share that tidbit. Anyway, June has been at the boat shop for the past week to 2 weeks or so because they have to do a bunch of water tests. Like that was the first time she's in the water. So they have to make sure all the electric is hooked up, the navigation, the water test, they have to do a whole thing. And then you have to schedule a time for her to make the 4-ish to 5-hour-ish journey. Who's gonna be on that boat, planning, scheduling, all of that stuff. So today's the day that my mom is driving with 3 to 4 crew members down from Rockland, I think it's Rockland, not Rockport, I get them confused all the time, to June's new home at my parents' house. But the catch is that my mom is gonna be on that boat. My dad dropped her off this morning and she has no idea that her friends are gathering a bunch of boats to greet her when they come into the harbor to June's new home. My mom has absolutely no idea, so my dad and I are going to go on our friend's boat to greet her as she comes home, which will be so exciting. But yeah, my mom has no idea. So I have to go. I have to get in the car right now, and I'll see you guys when I'm with my dad. It's a wiggle pie! Hi, sweetie Blaze. Bella Blaze, come on, inside. She's like, hi, sweetheart. Hi.
We'll bolt this door.
This one right here? Yeah. Okay, guys, mom's almost here. Barely made it. I think instead of going on their friend Pam's boat, we're going on to their friend Newt and Chris's boat. No, I'm okay. No, we have to go. I grabbed crackers from your cabinet. We got a sleeve.
Glasses, phone.
Yeah, do you have your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. I see them boarding. You didn't grab me a water? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Coming!
We gotta go. So update on this IVF cycle. I have something to fill you guys in on. So currently, right now, I'm in the birth control phase of IVF cycle. And my last birth control pill is scheduled for the 20th, July 20th. And at that point, we would go ahead and schedule my baseline appointment to get my blood work, my ultrasound done to make sure everything is good before moving on to stimulation medications. And at that point, we would also order my medications so they are there for the day that we start the stimulation medications. And I am scheduled to start the medication on the 25th. So that gives us 4 to 5 days from the 20th to order everything and get everything in for myself. The only thing though is before they can schedule that baseline and order my medications, basically before they can move forward officially with the cycle, they need financial approval. They need a big fat green stamp on my thing that says, yep, she's good to go. Go ahead, order medication. She's not delinquent, all of that fun stuff. And in order to get that, you either need insurance approval or upfront payment in full. Basically, whatever they say you need to pay upfront in full, you need to pay that. So you either need either one. We have operated with insurance approval basically from the start. Sometimes we haven't gotten it in time, so we've paid upfront but then received credit through the clinic, which has been used for other treatments that we knew we were gonna get anyway. So I get back from a bachelorette party this past week. So on Monday, I started realizing that it's been a minute. They submitted for insurance on the 27th of June, and they say that they need 15 business days. But even if they took full 15 business days, that would still put me before the 20th. So I felt good about that, but they were taking their sweet time. So I started getting a little bit nervous. And as my nervous self does, I start preparing my brain and I talk to Jack for the possibility of, for whatever reason, they may not get back to us in time. I thought the possibilities were that they wouldn't get back to us in time or they would get back to us in time. So we would either have to move forward with paying up front and then getting reimbursed later by our insurance company, or we would get the approval from insurance in order to move forward. So we started preparing for that. And then on yesterday, I get a phone call from my lovely finance coordinator lady at the clinic. We really do like her. She's awesome. But she calls and she says, unfortunately, she doesn't have the greatest news. And I was like, awesome. So I already prepared myself for like paying up front, but I didn't prepare myself for what she said next. Basically, the insurance got back to them and they would not approve a second IVF cycle, which they listed that they would cover 2 IVF cycles. But there's a little clause in there that states they would not approve a second IVF cycle if the first one yielded any embryos of X quality or greater. Like they had a cutoff of quality and greater. Basically, if your chances of a successful transfer were of this or beyond, they wouldn't cover a second one because technically speaking, you got a good embryo the last time. So you should try to transfer that one before they go ahead and cover a second one. And if you've been keeping up, you know that we have a very good grade for our embryo. We are very proud of our little embryo. Unfortunately, because of the fantastically graded embryo that we have, we are not covered for this next cycle. I think, you know what I think? I think it is rather fascinating that they take into account very specifically the cutoff as far as a grade of embryo goes. I think it's very interesting that they take that into account, but they don't take into account the quantity of embryos that you got the first round or any other lab work that I have, such as my AMH level that suggests that I don't have a high egg count whatsoever. At this point in time in my life, they don't take into account what a retrieval would look like for the individual woman after this first transfer. They really are pigeonholing us into forcing us you know, financially. The transfer, not giving any thought or consideration into the future of our family and what we want, and maybe the reason behind the second retrieval. This might be a hot take, but I personally think that that is very predatory. I know that they are insurance companies. I know they're literally a business, but I think it's interesting that they would take into account the grade and not anything else having to do with it. So the question became, do we move forward with this IVF retrieval cycle, or do we not? Do we transfer first, or do we pause on this cycle to argue with the insurance company to get us at least some coverage for this cycle, you know, especially since that clause was fine print. Still haven't found it, by the way. Read through some documents, still haven't found it. So you can imagine less than a week from when we need to move forward and have financial approval, getting this news was shocking. But ironically, because I was getting nervous that insurance hadn't gotten back to us and I was worried they just wouldn't get back to us in time, we'd already talked about the fact that we would be comfortable moving forward with paying up front. But that was when we thought it was just that the insurance wouldn't get back to us in time, not that they wouldn't cover us at all. So to find out that we would not be covered this IVF cycle, first off, I felt grateful that we had coverage before at all. I felt really grateful that we had not been in this position before, because a lot of women don't have any coverage whatsoever, depending on where you live, depending on your insurance, depending on so many things. So the fact that we are just now running into this, I felt grateful, but it was an unexpected running into this, so it definitely jarred me a little bit. But we talked about it. We have savings, you know. It could have gone to a down payment of a house, you know. It could have gone towards something like that. But hey, you know, we just signed another 12-month lease. There is time to get that back. And at the end of the day, the plan to buy a house was with thought of kids in mind. So without the confirmation of said child, a house doesn't really make sense right now, you know? The kid is what our goal is, our life goal is at this point in time. And so after talking a little bit about the possibility of transferring our one embryo or moving forward with the second retrieval cycle out of pocket, we decided to move forward out of pocket. Now, everything in my being wanted to fight back with the insurance company right then and there, but with the timing of everything, I did not want to be waiting around or spending hours on the phone with insurance and waiting around for their approval or letting them speak to their manager, their supervisor, and all of this stuff just days before we needed to move forward. It would have made it a lot less stressful, ironically, putting down a big chunk of change and then trying to get it back later. So we definitely will be fighting to get some of that reimbursed, hopefully most of it, crossing our fingers. We know that our doctor actually is not a massive fan of insurance in general and just insurance companies, so I know that he's going to agree to write us a letter and explaining the situation in our specific case of why we went for another retrieval. It's not like we got 7 good embryos and wanted 8. You know, we're not looking to be greedy with our embryos. We just wanted more than one. So I'm gonna cut to a clip the morning that we slapped down that chunk of change, because I think it's super relatable for couples going through this. I think that moment gets overlooked a lot when people do have to pay up front for something like this. And I just wanted to share that moment with you all. Oh, hello, my friends. I am sat here and I felt like this is, I don't know, it felt like a monumental moment. This is the first time that we are paying completely out of pocket, at least for now, for an IVF cycle. It's very unexpected. I haven't brought them through that. I'll bring them through in another clip. But a lot of people do this, and a lot of people sit here at their computer paying close upfront, $10K to $15K thousand dollars, and it just feels really big. So it's one of those things, like, I know a lot of women go through this portion. This is crazy. I just want you to see the reality of it, because it doesn't just happen, you know? It doesn't just, like, we don't just snap our fingers and be like, yeah, we'll just pay this. Like, it feels like a big thing.
It is a big thing.
In this moment, I feel so lucky that this is the first time we've had to do this big thing, like put this much down just all in one chunk for not even the guarantee of what we're hoping to get out of this, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like putting money down on a house, because like we get the house. Like we don't know if like we're going to get the thing, but it's also one of those things that like I can't put a price on this.
Yeah.
You know?
I know, I feel fortunate. I feel very fortunate that our insurance has been pretty good so
Up to
far.
this point, yeah.
Yeah, and that luckily, like, through work, like, the benefit has been pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I just feel very fortunate. But then when we have arrived here, we were able to make this decision, and it was hard. You know, that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah.
But feeling fortunate that we can do that we can even make this decision.
Yeah. It's like, it's not something that we glaze over. Like, I feel so grateful just to be able to do this right now, because we never thought that we'd have to do something like this when it came to starting our family. We always imagined putting big chunks of change down on things like a family car, or things like a house, or things like, you know, stuff like that, family trips and stuff. But like, to put this much down for like just to start that dream is nuts. It's so crazy. But I feel really, really fortunate. Just a big thing. It doesn't just happen, you know, without all of these like emotions and thoughts and things like that. So let's pay $10,000 for the potential of a child right now.
All right, no more fancy yogurt for you.
What do you mean? I know. No, in all honesty though, like,
we're doing pretty good.
yeah, I was also saying to Jack, like, I think you guys have gotten to know us, and if you haven't, we've talked a little bit about this here and there, for sure, but I am more of a savings-oriented human.
Oh my gosh.
And Jack is more of a spender. But we balance each other out in a great way, but I get a rush whenever we can save money, because it doesn't feel like that we're like restricting ourselves, because I know that one day it would come back to us in a big way, whether it is those big things like a car or a house and things like that.
Yep.
I didn't think it would come back in a big way for our baby, or just the potential of our baby. I'm feeling the fruits of like little savings here and there ever since I was a teenager babysitting for kids right now.
Heck yeah.
So if you're watching this and you're a little younger, or if you haven't gotten into a savings mentality, this is the fruits of literally saving like $10 here when I was babysitting, or $15 here when, you know, I was nannying and things like that.
And I really regret spending thousands of dollars on airsoft as a teenager.
I didn't spend that much money on airsoft.
This is why I'm thankful for you.
Yeah.
You've shown me the way.
We've done it together, bub.
We did it, bub.
We did it. We're doing it. I just shut off the camera for a split second while I was like filling everything out, because I have to focus, you know? We paid a little bit off of whatever we had remaining on our HSA card, and then I'm paying the remaining amount on a credit card that will pay off immediately. I just want the points, you know? If you're gonna do this, get the points if you can. But the remaining amount is a combination of Jack and I's like lucky numbers, 7s and 3s. Like, it's weird. So that was very strange, and it felt like a good omen. And then Jack just turned to me and he said, "Happy anniversary."
Happy anniversary.
Today, you guys, is Jack and I's 5th year wedding anniversary. So if we're gonna buy ourselves something nice for our 5th year wedding anniversary, it's gonna be a child. Baby.
Yes, my dear.
I'm gonna press the button. Do you want to be here?
Yes, Don wants to be here too. Come here. I know it's a big. Oh.
It's a big day, Miss Allie. You're gonna get a sibling. Ready, bub? I'm pressing it. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Did I do it right? I
Nope,
think I
you
did
missed.
it right. Did I? What did I miss?
You missed the button entirely.
I know I missed the button.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm
you're
just.
good. It's ready.
You think it's right?
Yeah, it's
Okay. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Do you want to press it with me?
Are you sure you're not a robot?
Okay.
Ready?
We're
3,
pressing it.
2, 1. Whoa. That just went through.
Yeah. This feels insane. You know? This is crazy.
We're doing it.
We're putting it all in, you know? Like, this is it. That's it, guys. We just paid up front for doing this next retrieval cycle. And this isn't even all of it. I'll get into it probably in the next clip or so, but this was just to get everything rolling, and then it does not include a transfer because we're doing a freeze all once again for this cycle, and it also does not include our medications. So more to come, more fun moments like this to come. So, I do want to be transparent with you all for what that chunk of change is, because I've definitely gone over the financial side of IVF based on the estimates that my clinic gave me before, but now having actually had to pay up front for it, and also knowing the total of my medications previously, like during the previous cycle, just to move forward with this cycle where we are freezing all of our embryos here at our clinic in the state of Maine, we had to put $9,100, I can't even say it, that's so much money. We had to put $9,150 down right then and there, just at the computer at my desk that morning. And that doesn't include medications. And last time I know that medications ran us $3 to $4K, but I'm not doing low dose HCG this time. Instead, I'm doing Menopur. I think that's how you say it. And I don't know the cost of Menopur versus low dose HCG, so I'll keep you all updated on that. But that cost doesn't include our transfers. That's just freezing the embryos and not doing a fresh transfer. But since we haven't used our transfers from our insurance, that will be covered. I will not move forward without that being covered, because gosh darn it, if you wanted me to transfer my one little perfect embryo, I'm going to be using that transfer. I will be using that. So yeah, I just wanted to be transparent with you all of the steps and the emergencies, what felt like emergencies that have been happening the last few days, because it's just all part of it, you know? Unfortunately, it doesn't go as smooth as when we talk about the IVF process out loud. There's always these bumps and everything in the road, so I just wanted to bring you all along on that. But anyways, my friends, that is going to be it for today's vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to do so down below, because we upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Everybody do not forget to hit this Everybody do not forget to give this video a big old thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one, my friends. I'll see you later. Bye.